Okay, this says I'm live. I'm going live via YouTube because I haven't made a thumbnail yet and I'm still getting ready. So, ooh, I'm missing my mascara. I'll be putting that on after this show. But I've got to go to that appointment today. This is inverted. Oh, I'm going to shut this off. Hold on. Well, I won't shut this off, but I will find out how long I can go with just I'm not connected to the Ethernet. So we'll see if anyone shows up. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for someone to show up, and I'm going to get some mascara and put it on while I sit here, because this just doesn't look right. Nope. And I'm back, and there's still... Okay. I ran to get my mascara. I told the gals that I would probably be still finishing up my... This is backwards. Be finishing up all my makeup while I do this, because I've got to go to this appointment. Not exactly thrilled about this appointment, and I didn't promote this, so probably no one's going to show up. At least not my regulars. I did it on YouTube just so I can remember how to do it on YouTube. Typically, I'm on StreamYard, and it seems so weird. It's inverted, and I don't know how to fix it. Nope, I don't know how to fix it. So here we are. I'm putting mascara on my right eye, and it looks like it's my left eye. But now, according to the paperwork I saw on my chart, the second biopsy is also cancerous. So, ooh, I just about missed the desk. So, I think she's going to tell me it's cancerous, just like the last one. And then we're going to go from there. I won't do chemo. That much I know. I can just cut them out, cut out the lumps, give me a lumpectomy, and then maybe radiation. So I don't feel that chemo is the thing for me. I have a granddaughter that needs her grandma at the best shape she can be for as long as she can be. And this cancer is supposed to be slow growing, so it's just easier to cut it out. And then if another one shows up, cut it out next too. So, and then just keep going on with life. But nope. Close enough. I'm going to a place where a lot of the ladies who go in and have stuff done there can't even wear deodorant, so I can't tell exactly what part of my eyeball I'm doing this on, since it's reversed. So I don't know how long I'll stay, since my little menagerie, like I said, I didn't promote this, so but I've got on one of the many kimonos I've gotten. My nose itches. So that I can, instead of hiring a cardigan, because I absolutely hate sweaters and I hate sleeves, I could put one of these on. It's a little bit of a design, nice, flowing, loose, comfortable, not too hot, not too cold, but it'll work. So, but don't forget to smash the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. Become part of the menagerie. Usually I'm live at 1:20 Pacific time. That's my time. Turns out it's back east. It's 4:20. I didn't even think about that when I set my usual time for this. I just went, okay. Uh, this is the time of day when I have all the bandwidth because nobody's home. Daycare kids haven't arrived. So at 1:20 was the best for me. So, but my appointment's at 12:30. I want to be there early. I don't know why, because the last, habit I have, be there early, get in early, get out early. The last time it was get in early, sit in the waiting room for half an hour while you wait for results, not knowing what they're going to be and what you're going to be told. So, yeah. Got to get my copious amounts of caffeine flowing through me, or I'm going to be asleep. I'll be live on my regular time tomorrow, 1:20 Pacific time, and I'll be back on StreamYard. But I just got to keep up the how to do all this in my memory. I don't know how to run, what is it, OBS on a Mac. If anyone knows how to do that, all it does is just, I end up doing, when you try to share your window and everything and you get this little tunnel looking thing, I get stuck on the tunnel looking thing and I can't get out of it. So then I have to uninstall OBS and reinstall it. And right now the StreamYard works just fine for me. So, but I'm just trying to keep myself busy so I don't sit there and think about it. My oncology appointment's the 9th. So it will have a direction on which way to go with this. I never thought I'd have this. Never thought I would. But now I do. But now I have the type that is rare, slow growing, easily identified. Thank you, Brett. Thank you. So just cut it out and become, the old days. Remember the old days? Oh, Grandpa had a tumor. They just removed it. I'm just going to treat it like the old days. Maybe, little pieces out of me, like a little puzzle every now and then, will come out. So we shall see. I don't really have anything to talk about, but I did tell the gals that I would come on. But since I didn't do it on StreamYard and I didn't know when I was going to be ready. Not to mention, I didn't know how the morning was going to go. Right now, I have a cat that's outside in about 60-degree weather, and she's the biggest baby I have ever seen. You have a fan running in the living room, and she has to duck underneath the air because she, God forbid, fan air fluffs her long hair. So, yeah. Just trying to keep my mind occupied. I mean, I probably should be doing crafts, but then that's one mess I don't want to have to deal with when I get back. I was looking for memes for my shorts. I meme farm for my shorts. Uh, and because some of the stuff I put up here can be kind of heavy, you know, thought provoking, I guess you could say. So I throw in some humor because life's too short to not be happy and not laugh. That's how I see it. I mean, I actually started out making those 2 3 minute videos I do here for my boys, since nothing dies on the internet or on Twitter. Um, Somewhat, I don't know. I got 2,000 on Clapper, 4,500 on TikTok. Um, that's about it. A couple hundred on Instagram, but I don't do a whole lot with Instagram. Um, my niece saw a video on Instagram and immediately wanted to know, wrong side, what this was. And I didn't think about it. I knew she wasn't on Facebook, so I was like, yeah, I can talk about it on Facebook, no big deal. But no, don't have a huge following. I have several people who are close to me that a lot of us either came from Wages World. Check him out. He's pretty good. He does your solar activity, sunspots, storms, and then the lifeboat. Several of them came over from the lifeboat. And I'm a mod on both of those channels. So, yeah, I just started kind of doing this live stuff a little over a year ago, hit and miss, and now I'm trying to get a certain schedule going because eventually, even if it's for a small amount of time, get monetized so I can tell my granddaughter, your grandma was monetized on YouTube, you know. So that's that's the extent of my following. Nothing fancy, nothing. Yeah, because it's like I don't have a I do the new well, I had a news channel here that had about was 9, and then YouTube started, getting rid of certain types of people, and without any warning, without nothing, they decided they were going to um, delete me. Yay, FedEx will be here tomorrow. I did Enoch's News Blast. So now I do those on Rumble where they don't pitch a fit. I mean, my son said, "Well, they looked at you as a Christian, a white Christian nationalist, because the end of our news blast has a Bible verse." And I remember laughing, telling my son, I said, "I'm not even fully white. Not to mention, you'd look at me and you'd know, I, you know, oh, it does, it does. It's got its own slant, just like some of the other, what do they call them? There's a grouping for all of this: YouTube, Google, was it Alphabet? All those that are, little tech things. I think that's why they don't, they want to steer it their direction instead of the direction, you might want information out of. So, hey, Charlie, how are you? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Prayers for you. Yeah. I mean, glad they're catching it. I am glad they're catching it. Yeah, okay, that's it. Alphabet's the parent group. Yeah, for all this stuff. I don't like using Google. I prefer to use Yandex. You know, I Um, I'm sure that the fact that what I like to use for my web browsing will probably throw up something here, you know. But if you want to find something, find it. You're gonna find it there. I need to break this habit bad. Um, it's not good. It's not healthy. It's not. Eh. My doctor says I need to stop. My brain says, but I like pop. I'm gonna have to get a Soda Stream so that I can just make carbonated water instead of buying a whole case of Perrier that costs, what is it, about $25 now? So, but yeah, they just decided that my news wasn't, that was hateful and bullying. I'm like, dude, it's like one line per news article, and you got to go find it yourself. And then you want to know what it's at and whatever angle you want to find it from, go for it. We give you breadcrumbs. You go, you know, do your own cooking to find out what your information, but they just didn't like it. Probably some pissed off kid in the basement of his mother's house that didn't have anything better to do. So, mm, but I'm glad fall's finally here. I was getting tired of the heat. Like, it's getting time for. It's like gray outside today. If I didn't have to leave, I'd probably be in the house making candles or sewing. But I have to leave. Mm. But I don't have daycare kids today, so that's nice. I don't have them. I have granddaughter Saturday. So I have to put up by the light one of those little canopy things. Oh my God, yes. I'm just not a fan of politically correct. I'm Gen X. We don't give a shit, you know. And we know, and who is it to decide what is politically correct and what's not, you know? It's it's like if they don't like it, they don't like it. Just don't listen to it. I mean, now you have the fact checkers that that go around to who's telling you what, well, this isn't real or this isn't real. Let us decide on our own. I mean, our generation knew that the what is it, Weekly World News and the Inquirer wasn't really early. You are towards the end. If you were born before 19 or 80 and, like back to 64, you're Gen X. Yeah. I'm 58. I was born in 66. I always loved messing with people because they'd ask me, well, what's your birthday? I'm like, 9666. You know, most people it would just fly over their heads. And then there's some that would just stop and go, oh, so yeah, you are probably, yeah, I can almost guarantee you're Gen X. So math is not my forte. We did. I never thought during the 80s I would ever get to the point where I would want to look back and miss the 80s. Mm, we didn't, well, we had computers, not like we do now. We had the old 10-inch floppy disks, and you played Oregon Trail. You had to read it and then pick A, B, or C, which direction you're going to go. There really wasn't any pictures, you know. Had the I had the Commodore VIC-20, the unit that you just plugged into the back of your TV. Took a big, huge cartridge for a computer game. It started with a G. I don't remember what it's called. And then you had a port for your joystick. Yeah, that's the VIC-20 was the one before it. VIC-20 was the one that it broke. You sent it and $25 back to them, and they'd send you a brand new one. But yeah, I know a lot of people really miss the 64s. When I first got uh, my first desktop computer, it was a Tandy. What is it? 20 megahertz computer with Windows 3.0. Paid $1,100 for it back then. That was a lot of money back then for a computer. Those days, you hit start, turn it on, go into the kitchen, make a pot of coffee, drink a whole pot of coffee, come back, and you're finally getting, the boot up screen for Windows. I remember coming in one day and sitting down, and everything was in red, white, and yellow. So, oh my God, just having a VCR. My aunt had the VCR and the camera. That big thing that was like a large suitcase you carried, just shy of the stuff you'd see people on the news when they would go to talk to people on the street. And then renting. I remember one of the first places growing up, you could not only rent the movie, but you had to rent the VCR to watch the movie. So, but I still remember our first VCR, which I had to trade once we had the oldest. I finally told my parents, "Here, I'll trade you my VCR for your VCR," because he kept sticking things into the VCR, and the one I grew up with was the old Panasonic. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. The old Panasonic, so where it would pop up to put the tape in, and then you closed it. That way he couldn't just shove stuff into the VCR. But oh, Blockbuster. We had a couple around town. I remember hubby telling one of those coworkers telling him that his wife worked at Blockbuster. They've got a game for sale. They're clearing out their games. My wife really loves this one called Conker's Bad Fur Day. So I went out and bought Conker's Bad Fur Day. I didn't know what it was. It's a hilarious game. Good God, it's funny. But it's an NC-17 game. So, yeah, there went Parent of the Year award that year. Mm. Probably also went out the door the year that they conned me into going see Team America World Police. Oh, they're just a bunch of marionettes. That's all. They're just dolls. We just go watch the movie. They didn't. They neglected to tell me it was the two guys, Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park. Oh yeah, they left. They completely left that out. So, yeah. And then one moment. I have a Nebelong I have to bring into the house. This is my little baby. Come on. Go. I gotta kick her in. No. This is the pampered one. Goose. If it had a latch on the door instead of a doorknob, she'd open and close the door herself. Oh, she's little. All of them are divas in this house. I have an 18-pound tortie who She meows at me to go to the litter box and then stares at me like, "You gonna clean it? You people used to worship us as gods. Are you gonna clean my litter box now?" So, yeah, I got a stray Tom out there that seems to think this needs to be home. No, my other cats don't like him at all. Well, they're all female cats, so they're like, "No, we'll tolerate you. We'll sit on the banister and stare at you, but you're not gonna come inside." Which I feel bad for because he's an old cat. So he's got a heated little cat bed out there, so he stays warm through the winter. But one of these days, he's not gonna make it through winter. So, but yes, I miss dogs though. There's a something keeps coming across these YouTube shorts of last days with his golden. There's one that was just that got to me. How they figured it looked when their golden crossed the Rainbow Bridge. No. Oh, good Lord, no, no. I'm allergic to cats. I ended up, these guys are, well, my 18-pound tortie, like, yeah, her mother had her behind the garage and then abandoned her at 2 days old. So, I've had her since she was 2 days old. She's 12 now. And then the Gray's mother had a bunch of kittens in the daylight basement windows. And so we got her fixed and then kept the gray one, and all the rest of them got given away to the Humane Society, and people adopted them out. But no, I'm allergic. Most people will say before bed, they're just like whatever meds I need to take so I can breathe. It's 2 Claritin, a Sudafed you get from behind the counter at the pharmacy, and Nasicort so I can breathe at night. Oh, yeah. There was a cat. I'm pretty sure she's dead by now because it's been close to 20 years. There was a cat lady that lived in this town. I remember walking by her house, the amount of cats in that yard. Her poor, okay, Charlie. Do you want me to show it or just leave it? Um, uh, it stunk. You walk by that yard and oh my God, I felt so bad for the neighbors. I felt so bad for the neighbors. So, oh, what we got? Yeah, since there's just two of us here. That's a beautiful cat, Charlie. Feels That is this is inverted. This is gonna drive me bananas. That is a beautiful cat. Oh, it's gorgeous. See, I'm not the only one with a quilt on furniture to keep the hair off of it. Oh yeah, that's a gorgeous cat. All my furniture. Well, for one, I have daycare kids, so it's covered. But like my couch has, which the actual couch itself, other than when it got moved in the house, has never seen the light of day. I have a denim slip cover over the top, and then a blanket for fur. You know. Oh, that's a good sized cat. Man, that is a good sized cat. Snickers is too fat at 18 pounds. She's neurotic though. Anytime she's upset, she goes to eat. Um, but yeah. And then there's a blanket on top of the cover. For the cat's fur, I can easily take off and wash. The recliners have no-sew blankets that if there's cat fur, long-haired cat fur, I can take off and wash. And probably won't actually get to see my own furniture, what they look like without any covers till all the cats are gone. Wow. That the big cat and quickly. My little Nebelong is maybe 5 pounds, and she's born in 17. So, yeah. So she's 7 years old, yeah. I only have 2 kids in the afternoon after school because 'cause they're now 8 and 13. I had a licensed daycare when I was younger and had the energy to do that, but now I just got the 2, and we go hither and yon. Every year, we go to a certain spot on Mount Rainier and get the photo of them, and then I have it printed up and for their mom, so she's gonna have a yearly progression of the kids getting bigger and bigger at this certain spot every year. Oh, yep. I spend a lot of quiet time now, which is nice. A lot of people complain it's too quiet, and I'm like, "No, it's not." So oh, no, I'm almost done with the diaper changes with the granddaughter. I've had the 8-year-old since she was 2 months old. I quit my job as a meat wrapper to start watching her. Uh, I only raised boys, so second time around dealing with an infant, it was, um, I raised her like the boys. So now I have a redheaded alpha female who we were out hiking one day and I hear her tell her brother, her older brother, uh, "Get out of my way. I'm a leader, not a follower." And I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, yeah, that would be my fault. So, yeah. She at 6 had to do some eye therapy 'cause she had a lazy eye. She was telling the eye therapist how therapy was going to be run. I'm like, "My fault." Yeah. Uh, so she's kid 2nd grade, testing into 5th grade, but she doesn't have basically had her for the first 5 years by herself, no other kids, because her brother went because I was so new at taking care of little ones. Oh, yeah. Um, I had her by herself for, like, 11 hours a day, so I basically raised her most of the time. Oh, my granddaughter's a blonde and probably the only one I'm ever gonna have, so that's cracked me up. When my granddaughter was born, she was dark, and they were like Steven's like, "Why is she so dark?" Because both of them are. Uh, her mom is really white, very blonde hair, blue eyes, dyes it black, so it looks really pale. Um, yeah, yeah. Welcome. Step right into the menagerie. Um, and I'm like, I had to get out a picture of my birth mother when she was younger. So that's why grandma was Native American. That's why she's dark. And they were like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Yeah." I had to explain to my oldest was like, him and a coworker were talking, and they're like, because talking about their DNA and their genetics, and the other coworkers going, "Yeah, yeah, 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 you're probably Mexican." And I looked at him. I said, "Yeah, First Nation Mexicans." He's like, "But how does it?" I said, "Well, if I'm a quarter, Grandma Molly's half, Grandma, I can't pronounce her other name, is full Native American, and then Grandpa was Spaniard." So, yep. I have an upcoming appointment. Thank you, multi-care at 12:30. Yay. Oh, but so then that she's gonna tan nicely and have blonde hair, blue eyes, and is my mini me. she gets here and she wants to go to the big, big mountain. And that's what she calls Mount Rainier. I'm like, honey, we can't go today. Yeah. She wants to immediately go to the mountains every time she gets here. So I'm like, because Mount Rainier from my driveway to the Sunrise parking lot is like 78 miles. I just got to go over the pass. But she just loves it. She will go, 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 go. I thought the other day we cooked her. And we're like, oh no, she's sunburned. Her face is bright red. No, we just cooked her. It was really hot outside that day without a lot of shade. Not a burn. She tanned nicely. So I'm like, great. We're going to get chewed out for taking her back with a sunburn. She got up to Myrtle Falls, and once she got off the road and got onto like a trail to hike, she wanted to keep going. I'm like, no, we're not. None of us are dressed for this. None of us. No, we can't do this. And she's mad. So I got to see if I can get her up there again, hopefully in October before sunrise closes. Because now they have timed entry. Well, they did for June, July, and August, which you schedule your time, you go in. It's great. There's not a whole lot of people. But now that it's over, everybody and their dog wants to get in there. So we waited the last time for like 45 minutes in line to get into Mount Rainier. I'm like, oh my God. I like the timed entry. You don't. You have way less people. Guaranteed parking. No, I do not sing. I do not have a singing voice anymore. I used to sing soprano. This voice just got lower and lower with age. I've been told I have a soft voice for delivering bad news. So, yeah. So when I do my little news bits that Enoch puts out, yeah, I got compared to, I don't know what her name is, but she was the news announcer on The Warriors, that old movie from the 80s. The gal who did the news. Yeah. One person asked Enoch, what's the name of the computer automated voice that you're using? Because they wanted to use it too. And I'm like, I piped in and went, I'm not a computer. I'm a human. And yeah, you can hire me. That's fine. So I loved it. A lot of people in the beginning thought Enoch was a girl. He's like, no. That's the voice. I'm the writer. So. But yeah, you can find me on Rumble. And I don't even know if I don't know how to share anything on here. Because it's my stuff, so YouTube can blow it out their ear. It's my own stuff. How do I find it? And well, I know how to find it, but I don't know how to share it. Oh, it's probably easier just to play it and y'all can hear it. Hold on. Pause it for a minute until I get past the intro music. Oh, you're playing. I thought the other cat was in the window. Here we go.
To assassinate him, campaign says. Congress passes bill to boost presidential candidate security.
Can you hear it?
Mark Zuckerberg has hired a Republican strategist. Trump attempted assassin Ryan Ruth's son is arrested for child porn. China says test launched ICBM with dummy warhead into Pacific. Longtime anchor Jeff Glor and 3 correspondents exit CBS News.
How do I turn this
Caroline
off?
Ellison sentenced to 2 years in prison.
So,
U.S. to send
okay, how did I start this?
$375 million in military aid to Ukraine.
So, yeah, that's what my news blast is like. He writes it, I read it. And then I have the graphic that goes up there. Now sing the news. Oh no, I haven't. You should have seen it. My face. I wish I could have seen my face in high school. When I was informed I would be singing solo for an open house, I was as pale as my phone thing right here. I just would. Oh God, not a singer. Not a no. Mm-mm. I mean, I took singing, acting, dancing for 13 years. There's not a high demand for 5'4" dancers. No, it's from a housewife who watches kids. Yeah, but um, I like doing the shorts here because I kind of get to use a little bit of my acting skills. Yeah, I mean it has its advantages. The rain hits you last. You can duck. You don't have to duck when you go under things. Um, so years ago, I ran into one of my classmates at the fair, the local fair, and he's like 6'5" at least, if not taller. He stuck his arm out like this, and I could walk right underneath it. I was that short, and they thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So, what did I have? I had an old guy come up one time after a dance recital and ask if I ever thought of dancing in Las Vegas, and I'm like, No, no." But yeah, I took tap, jazz, and ballet, and I'm flat-footed, so I could never do point. That sucked because that's what I wanted to do, and I couldn't do it. Oh, we gotta. If something falls behind the coffee pot, I have to get the step stool out and look over the coffee pot so I can find either the little coffee pot I dropped or whatever. My it's usually my reading glasses right over the back, so I can find where they are and pick them up. Mm, yeah. Um, Not too often do I dust the window above uh the bathroom stall because I can't see up there, so I don't know it's dusty. You know. But the only time I do get up there is when there's like a black widow decided to live in the corner. It had a false widow up there for years. It just kept eating the little gnats and the little bugs, and so I left it till it decided to. I looked up one day and it had decided to uh, add on to its house, and I'm like, no, 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 we're done. If you can't stay in the window, no, I'm just taking the web down, and you're done. I put you outside. So mm, they say short and round people have a good sense of humor, so I should have a hell of a sense of humor. I'm in Washington. I've had them as pets before. Um, I think they're pretty. Um, but I also look at it, you can get a life lesson out of it. Just because it's pretty doesn't mean it's not deadly. That can go in a whole bunch of different directions. Um, yeah. And from what I've heard, you can only get the anti-venom once, and they can jump 18 inches. Oh, you don't have them? Oh, you're lucky. But you might at least have cardinals. The birds? Uh, I've never seen one. I might have seen one in the zoo, but we don't have them over here. They don't have fireflies either. Yep, that's pretty much it. Hey, John, how's it going? Yep. My 6'2" boy, we'd get ladies in the grocery store would stop him and ask him, "Can you please get me this off the top shelf?" Yes. Yeah. We have robins here too. Nah, but we have robins, hawks, eagles, uh, um, I ravens, crows, magpies. So awesome. I got uh I got that appointment today, but it by the looks of the my chart, the second lump is cancerous too. So I'll get her to hurry her butt up and hit the referral and schedule me an appointment. We have moose here, but in the Cascades up more towards British Columbia. Yeah, it does bite. It does bite. Uh, Foxes and black bears, I've seen at Rainier. To take the daycare when I took the daycare kids for their annual picture, some couple was like, you know, there's a bear up, go up here and around the corner, you're gonna see a bear. Of course, the 13-year-old freaked out. Oh my god, it's a bear. It's a bear. I'm like, no, it's not that big of a deal. They see people all the time. It's a little black bear. And you know, so there's about 5 or 6 of us. This bear came down the hillside, um, walked down the trail, and then crossed into this meadow. And there's about what do you call it? The little black bear. I don't even think he was that old. We're all following a bunch of us people with our cameras out and everything, getting pictures of him. And I told you not to worry. So this isn't the first bear I've seen up here. They don't care about us. So yeah, raccoons, chipmunks, squirrels, skunks will eat the cat food if you leave too much out. Neighbor lady got a picture at her back window in her pond. She's about 5 houses up. There's bobcat in her backyard. So mm, there's a bobcat in her backyard, and that thing did not look healthy. Occasionally we get cougars through the neighborhood, not just the old ladies, but the actual ones. Mhm. Once in a blue moon, a bear will come down the river, and then you have idiots that they call animal control, and they usually end up getting shot. It's not right. Oh man, our Walmart, where it's at by the river, they'd probably just kill it and try to eat it. A lot of homeless people back by that river. So, um, but yeah, I saw a martin at sunrise during COVID because nobody, everybody was so afraid to go outside, and I'm like, hell no, ain't nobody out here. I'm gonna go. So that was the best year to go to Mount Rainier. So it, but it wouldn't go in. It wouldn't get out far enough into the light so I could actually get a decent picture of it. But it was really, really cool. And you'd run into people, 1 or 2 people be out hiking on, and almost all the plates at sunrise were Washington. Everybody was nice, polite. Nobody had a mask on. They're just out enjoying the weather. It was great. So mm, it was that's the one thing COVID I miss. Less people. Mm-mm. I mean, I don't have a what do they call it? One of those dogs for anxiety. The service dog kind of thing. I don't have one of the. Thank you. I do them myself. I paint them. They're full cover artificial nails. Um, I have what do you call it? support animals. People have support animals. I don't have an animal. I have headphones. I have support headphones. Oh yeah, I change them out so fast of whatever I'm wearing. I couldn't this I'd be at a salon about every 4 days throwing 25, $30 at them. I'm like, forget that. I'm just gonna do them here. Boy, yeah, there was less smog, less people and cops on the road too. So, yep. That's the one thing I missed was being out in the woods and nobody else out there. Well, locally, we got Sagebrush Hills to walk in. Uh, well, since people couldn't go to the movies, they couldn't go mull around at the mall, they went there. And I was having a conniption fit because it's a delicate area and you get these jack wagons are 6 feet apart. God forbid you get near somebody. So the trail that was about, just a little wider than an actual person, they were stomping through the sagebrush and the stuff that takes forever to grow. And I was just like, I was beside myself. I was like, oh my gosh. Hey, Matt. Oh yeah. Hey, Brett, how are you doing? How are you holding up? I'm just here killing time for a few minutes till probably about another 15 minutes before I go to my appointment to find out that the second one's cancerous too. Oh God, I know. Stay 6 feet away. Don't go down that aisle in the grocery store. You're gonna smell something you don't want to smell. Oh yes. I've walked down aisles and I'm going, oh my God, who in the hell was here? What crawled up there and died? I mean, yeah. Oh, you're still going through that. I'm sorry. That's tough. That's tough. Hopefully it works out in your favor. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I won't be here for my usual time, the 1:20 Pacific time. So I hope so. I'm praying for you, Brett, because you've had a tough time. You've had a really tough time. Of course, people notice I'm here right as I'm getting ready to leave. But like I said, I am not at my usual time. I didn't. Yeah, I need to look into that. I've already got ground up apricot pips headed my way. It's probably sitting at the post office right now. So I'm gonna give that a try. Yep. Except I can't say that, I guess, word here. That vitamin. So, but yeah, give that a try. I'm hoping they just cut it all out and it's done and over with and I never have to deal with it again. I'm hoping they give me surgery. Wrong side. Surgery for this. Well, it's not really surgery, it's an ablation. They it is. Yes. Um they go in through possibly my carotid, zap that area where my regular heartbeat's being kicked off, and then I never have to, it basically fries that little area, but I never have to worry about it again. Won't have to take medication, and I'm gonna try to talk them into doing that. Yep, that's I want it done and over with. So I jump those blasted hoops. But if I can get the ablation, I won't have to take medication. But yeah, yep, they are a bundle of hiss, and they do like their money from their medication that cost me $2 a month. It's not like they're not gonna lose any money off of me. I mean, they're not gonna make anything major off of me either at $2 a month. So I just rather not take it at all. But I don't know. Thank you, Brett. Then another one of my classmates text messaged me. I get this. "Oh, who has to die next?" I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm not on Facebook much. I'm barely on it. other than to shit post or post my lives. And evidently one of our classmates, I think they had a aneurysm and died in the hospital. It's a heart monitor. These are my two. Ah! I'm just gonna try to go from where I can't. Those things are leads. Are this is just the button I push to tell the app. It kind of leaves a marker on where doctor needs to pay attention to. And if I can at least get through Sunday, I will have over 10 days of this blasted. I'm supposed to have it on for 2 weeks. It's starting to itch. So, like I said, my cousin, not my cousin, my niece saw this, and I'm guessing Instagram, and I didn't have an explanation on what it was on Instagram. I just kept doing my shorts, that I post here on YouTube, but just Instagram, and so she had to call her mother, and then I had to talk to her mother, and then after I get all this figured out today, then I got to go tell all the rest of them what's going on, and I don't feel like the nurse practitioner a couple weeks ago said I'm a breast cancer survivor. I don't feel like I've earned that. If it's just something I cut out and I'm done and over with, I'm done. I don't. It's like my sister-in-law, I think, was stage 3 when they found it out. So she went through hell. So yeah. And she was an EMT, so yeah, she had a whole bunch of questions. Lavin. Oh, like what's her name? Elizabeth Taylor. Someone said I look like Kathy McCartney. Is it McCarthy, I think? And I'm like, okay, I didn't think so, but okay. The gal with that, well, about the same size. No, not quite the same size, but when she got down from her losing weight, not when she was relatively good. But I'm gonna look into going to Planet Fitness. So, thank you. Your bias. Yeah. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Yeah, my no, I haven't talked to my adopted brother, I think, once since Dad died in June. I told both my half brothers to see if they knew of any cancer in the family, and my middle half brother, because there's 3 brothers younger than me. What do you call it? He lost a kidney due to a cancer like this. It was just cut it out and it was done. He lost, and so there's that much that's genetic. But what time is it? Shit, it's almost 11. I gotta get going. I gotta finish getting ready. Cause I gotta be there at 12:30. I have to dig out jeans. It's cold outside. I can't wear shorts. But I'll be back at my regular time tomorrow. 1:20 Pacific Standard Time. So hugs back, John. And same bat time, same bat channel, guys. Wish me luck today. Yeah. Nice chatting with you too, Brett. Like I said, I'll be back. It's either 4:20 your time, or if you're like Reverend Ed Travers in Halifax, that's like 5:20. If you're in that time zone. So join the menagerie. All right, guys. I love you all, and I will catch you. Hey, I don't have that exit stuff. Yeah, so now I gotta figure out how to end this. So I know that's become my social life. Okay, guys, I think I got it figured out. I love you all, and I will catch you tomorrow and fill you in on what the doctor said today. How do I shut this off? Oh, down here at the bottom it says end stream. Yeah, you'd swear this was blonde and not gray. I think gray lets in more air.